Day in, day out, Jeffrey just can't stop obsessing over his man boobs. He's got wide, fatty hips, breasts. He doesn't feel or look like a man, and that destroys Jeffrey's confidence. He tries to navigate his love life to just attract a single girl, and he just can't do it. Because he doesn't feel good about himself. He can't even imagine getting into bed with a woman. Would he keep his shirt on? These thoughts are destroying Jeffrey from the inside. Adonis. Adonis has sculpted a fine, beautiful physique that he's so proud of. He does not think that he's better than anyone else, but he's just so happy with his progress. When he walks by, all of the tribesmen admire his physique. And the tribeswomen, well, let's just keep this PG-13. Growing up, I always felt like I had this weird skinny but not lean physique. Like I was skinny, I wasn't big, but I wasn't muscular or lean. And I wasn't really fat, but like I didn't have abs. It was like this weird mix in the middle, which we now know is called skinny fat. And it perhaps is one of the worst kinds of physiques to have as a young man. And so I started going to the gym in hopes of getting more in shape. And after years of training and thinking that I looked amazing, I remember this one embarrassing moment where I went to a girl's place and I just got like shirtless randomly in a room, like we weren't even having sex or anything, and I passed her my phone and I told her to take pictures of me, and I thought I looked amazing at this. I thought I looked like Giga Chad at this point. And the pictures that she took of me, just like I had a lot more muscle, I was a lot more in shape, but my physique just didn't look like sexy for some reason. Something was wrong about it and I couldn't really tell what. Like it wasn't like the sort of lean fuckboy six-pack kind of physique that I wanted. Something was wrong and I couldn't put my mind to it. Was it my genetics or my muscle insertions? No, it was my workout routine and my diet. So from this moment, this embarrassing moment where I randomly took my shirt off, got this girl to take pictures, thinking that I looked awesome, and then just seeing the pictures and just being disappointed by them. Now, of course, like I don't look bad at all. Like, you know, I look pretty in shape, but I wanted to look more like this. Like there was differences in my physique. I was training in a way that was building some muscle, but it just wasn't leading to the kind of aesthetic, attractive body that I actually wanted. That's when I started doing like a silly amount of research in this. I'm talking literally hundreds of hours every single day, 1 to 3 hours just researching on YouTube, like what's the best exercise, what exercise is better, how to optimize this exercise, what if this is better, this, researching so much to the point that like I started knowing so much more than I should have done about fitness, and I started to put together my own routine and diet, started to optimize them over time. And so first I started with bro split, then I switched over to push pull legs, then I switched over to upper lower 4 times a week, then I tried upper lower 6 times a week, then I tried full body. Bro, I tried all of the different splits, really went into so much detail into like how they were building muscle, because I didn't just want to build normal muscle. I wanted to build muscle in the exact places that would make me more attractive, specifically in terms of dating more girls. Some guys might say that this is like shallow or something. At least for me, I've got the confidence to admit it, bro. Like I wanted to look good and I wanted to get more girls. There's not many guys who ever admitted this, but like I have the confidence to tell you, bro, I wanted to get more girls, bro. I wanted to like look good. I wanted to get like more matches on Tinder and start like meeting more girls and just fucking laying more pipe, bro. Eventually I settled on a push-pull legs workout routine, so I did all the research. That seemed to be the best routine, and I specifically chose to prioritize a couple of key muscles that I found that normal workout routines weren't really even focusing on. And so there were 6 muscles that I found make you look more aesthetic, that would get you more matches on Tinder: neck, upper traps, upper chest, lateral delts, lats, and abs. I prioritized those 6 muscles, created my own workout routines, and this is my body transformation as I started to make more progress. After I followed that routine and kept on optimizing it for a while, I started to develop a full program to teach this system of like how to build an aesthetic body. And it was so interesting. I started working on an online course to like sell what I had learned, you know, the programs, the workout routines. And at the same time that I was about to release this course, my video on how to build an aesthetic body, like a video I made years ago, blew up, started getting hundreds of thousands of views, got us like thousands of subscribers. At the same time that I've released like a premium paid course, and literally just like overnight, I went from being on benefits to actually making like a really good amount of money. I just got really lucky that I made a program that a lot of people were interested in. I've linked that program below in the description. It's titled How You Can Get More Girls, and you can just go have a look if you want. I also started to work on my diet, and this was so interesting. I realized that every single fitness YouTuber out there wasn't really giving good diet advice. You know that saying, you are what you eat? You probably haven't heard it that often recently, have you? But can you just weirdly remember being like 5-10 years younger and you heard that phrase being used so much more? You are what you eat. Because that was the truthful phrase that we should have kept in mind. And recently, to get like more views, I've seen a lot of fitness YouTubers switch over to like more junk food eating and like pushing it onto their followers because it gets more views. You know, some like fitness guy shows his like abs in the picture, then tells you like, oh yeah, like see, look, I'm eating cereal or I'm eating donuts. And that's obviously going to get a lot more views than him just saying, yep, I'm just eating healthy stuff. I believed it. I'm not gonna lie, bro. For a long time, this really hurt me. I followed, you know, their like full day of eating videos where they're eating fucking cereal and bagels and just processed shit. I followed it and like, I just wasn't healthy. I wasn't able to like really exert much force in the gym because I just always had like fucking brain fog. And so this is when I began to do more research on nutrition, and it actually like hit me. I had been getting all of my diet advice from people who weren't even qualified. You know, they're just random people who just go to the gym and they didn't even know what was healthy or not healthy. And all these guys who've got eating disorders, who are addicted to junk food, who are addicted to sugar, they push this thing called if it fits your macros, where they'll essentially tell them like, oh well, you can eat as much sugar as you want, like as long as you get enough protein. I hate that. That's not how it works, bro. It's a very weird time that we live in where fitness influencers aren't even healthy, and that just blows my mind. And so I don't want to be like them. I started to research the actual nutrition on what makes someone healthy or not, and I realized that a large part of this actually comes down to your hormones. The reason why junk food isn't good for us, like, you know, what actually, think about it, like, we know it's not good for us, but like, you know, how is it not good for us? That seems like a common sense question to ask, but once you really start to research this, it gets interesting. The reason why, for example, sugar isn't good for us because it heavily spikes insulin inside of us, and insulin is something that we want to keep in control. When we have too high insulin, that then starts to fuck up other hormones, like for example leptin. This gets like confusing, but essentially leptin kind of like sends the signal to you that you're full. How interesting is that? The more sugar you eat, the higher your insulin, the less feeling that you get that you're full, so you feel hungrier, you go and eat more, you actually just keep ruining your health, you gain more fat. Higher insulin means more fat. It's just, it fucks up your entire body, and people don't even speak about this. And then not to even mention testosterone, which we know is absolutely key, not just for building like the muscular physique that makes you attractive and keeping your body fat low, but also just for like being a man in general. I started researching more and more in testosterone and started realizing just how much your diet impacts your testosterone levels. And guess what is the worst kind of food that you can eat for your testosterone, which most people have addictions to, and all these fitness influencers on their 10,000 calorie cheat days are overindulging in? Sugar. Sugar destroys your testosterone levels. So I started learning all this and feeling like I was just getting epiphanies here and there, and just wanted to package all this together. And so even the diet and testosterone knowledge that I gained from this, I put inside that course. Eventually I built the kind of physique that led me to catch girls like screenshotting. One time, for example, I'm in the car with this girl that I matched with on Tinder. I'm on her phone to like put the music on or some shit, and I ended up seeing screenshots of my like shirtless pictures from Instagram, even though we weren't even on Instagram. I don't have Instagram anymore. I got banned, but like this was before when I had it. This wasn't the first time I had seen shirtless pictures of mine saved on a girl's phone, and I knew what this meant, but I kind of like just laughed about it. She laughed about it, and essentially what happened was that she found me hot and she took screenshots of my pictures to send to like her group chat with her girls. Think about that. You know, in sales, what we call this word of mouth marketing. This girl is essentially, she thinks I'm like such a good product that she wants to then market it to her friends at no cost of mine. It's weird acknowledging this as like a sales tactic, but like that's essentially what happened. She was marketing me for free, and this happened on numerous occasions. I dated girls who I would go on to see that like, shirtless pictures of mine were saved on their phone before we had even begun dating. Because imagine yourself right now with your absolute 10 out of 10 perfect dream body, where your sleeves on your shirt are literally tight against your biceps and you've got like a thick ass bicep vein, the kind of body that gets you 10, 20 matches a day on Tinder. What would your dating life be like? Would it maybe be easier to attract some girls then? Imagine being the kind of guy who girls screenshot their pictures and send to their friends, but like for a good reason. And now this is gonna hurt you a little bit. Imagine someone else being that guy for your woman. Imagine the girl that you want, maybe the girl you're in love with already, and she's screenshotting some other aesthetic, like jacked, muscular, Chad looking guy, and sending it to her friends, like all like giggling about how hot he is. Well, she's not screenshotting your pictures because she's not really attracted to your body. You can see the night and day difference in your dating life when you build your physique. But you know the best benefit of all of this? You just begin to like yourself more. There's something like inherent inside us as men that we just seem to enjoy life and have more love for ourselves, especially when we build our body. Like it's just some universal thing inside of us that when a man builds his body, loses fat, builds muscle, life just gets better overall. This is why you have seen this. I guarantee you've seen this. You have seen so many guys online, or maybe even your real life friends, get into the gym, start building muscle, and it's like they get so obsessed with it that they're so like their entire life changes because of this. Maybe it's happened to you. Your entire life changes because of this pursuit of building muscle and getting into the gym, getting more fit, because it just becomes one of like the best things that you can do as a man. It makes you feel so great, whilst the rest of the guys who aren't into the gym, they're eating Nutella straight out of the jar. They're experiencing health problems. They're just like Jeffrey from the start of this video, where like they're looking at themselves and almost like just neurotically obsessed over that one body part that they're so insecure about. And maybe you can relate to that. That's the life of a man who hasn't built a body that he's totally proud of. Once you build your aesthetic body and you clean up your diet, your life will be better in so many ways, and I can't wait for that to happen for you. And it's not going to be easy because we have enemies here. The enemies are like these evil modern day food companies, these companies that are just pumping their foods full of addictive sugar, garbage that like our friends and our brothers are eating. You see them when you go to work or to school. You see your boys, bro. You see them just eating shit, don't you? You see them just with like fucking crisp and chocolate and like energy drinks first thing in the morning. Like, what the fuck ingredients are they using? Our brothers need this advice. Just men as a whole need this advice on just building our physique and taking a step back from like the modern diet. Remember I told you that I did a bunch of research on nutrition and improving your diet? Well, I ended up making like a very detailed like 45-minute video, which I'll have pop up right now, and you can go and watch that. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.